Thanks for joining us today on the What Podcast, helping you to support local, use local and buy local. Letting you know what's happening, what's on and what's on offer in the local area. The What Podcast.
Hi guys, and welcome to the What Podcast. Today, joining me is Abbey from a local company called ScotVac. And today's show is sponsored by the Bottle Genies. If you're not sure who the Bottle Genies are, you can find them on What Offers, and you can see all the services that they offer. Bottle Genies is a collection company that collects your glass bottles and various glass objects and recycles them. If you live in an area where the council has stopped collecting your glass bottles and you're fed up having to stack them up and take them to the recycling places, wherever they are, every week or month or whatever, then Bottle Genies can solve that problem for you with a simple weekly collection. It's only a few quid, and obviously they can just come, get your bottles, take them away and recycle them for you. So nice convenient service to help you on your day-to-day duties and replace the services that used to be provided to us by the local councils. Don't know why they stopped it, but yeah, there we go. Do they still do it in your area, Abbey?
I think so, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
To be honest, we don't have any bottles.
They don't do it in mine. I made the mistake of thinking that my plastic recycling bottle bucket, you could still put glass in it. I put a load of glass in it. I put about a dozen bottles in it, and thankfully they were at the top, but the bin men just refused to take it. So then I ended up with a full plastic bin for 2 weeks and a load of bottles that I had to dig out and take them away to the recycling tip myself. But there, hey-ho. Some councils still do it, but some councils don't. If you're in a council area that doesn't do it, then Bottle Genies can always help solve that problem for you. So thank you to Bottle Genies for sponsoring today's show. And obviously we're going to have a chat with Abbey about his local business as well. Now, Abbey, you run a local business called ScotVac.
That's
so
correct.
What exactly is it that ScotVac does?
Okay. Firstly, I'd like to thank you guys for inviting me to be able to talk and promote the business or explain to people what we do. We are a totally independent vacuum servicing business. We are not related to any brand of vacuum cleaners. We've been on the go for a long, long time. We go to customers' home and service their cleaning system in the convenience of their own home.
Okay. So, I mean, in terms of, you say vacuum cleaner services, is that any vacuum cleaners or?
Well, we can have a go at any vacuum cleaner, I suppose, but we specialize mostly in Dyson vacuum cleaners and Kirby vacuum cleaners.
Okay.
Kirby, because I used to be a distributor for Kirby Company for a long time.
Okay.
I started with them in 1989.
That was a long time ago. I'm surprised you can remember that far back.
Well,
1989.
I'm going to consider it. I'm only 21.
Yeah.
This is long time ago. And when we thought, well, if you are doing vacuum cleaners, why not try something else? And we think that Dyson has a bigger market of customers. So we decided to train engineers, and we started about maybe 12 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, Kirby's a brand I've heard of. It's not a brand that everybody's heard of, though, is it? I mean, it's not a hugely popular brand.
No. Well, it's simply because it's not sold in the shops. It's not advertised on TV.
Yeah.
The only way you can get one is by having a demonstration at your home to see the performance of the machine, to see what it can do. And if you're happy with what it does, then you'll have one, you know. So that's the reason many people will not heard of it. Younger people will not heard of it, you know.
I have seen them, and I've heard of them myself. So I kind of know a little bit about Kirby's. But, you know, they don't sell them so much these days, do they? Do you just fix them, or do you sell them as well?
Well, we are now a servicing company. We do not sell. I'm no longer associated with Kirby Company.
Right, okay.
I think I was there long enough, and so we are just kind of servicing at the moment.
Okay. And similar thing with the Dysons, is it? Just
Yes, we service Dysons as well. But we do not sell brand new Dysons now.
Yeah. Do you sell refurbished ones?
Well, we can, yes. We do sell
okay.
a lot of refurbished ones. You know, it's a lot cheaper than buying a new one.
All right, okay. Well, certainly it's a service that everybody needs because if you like to keep your house clean, then
Sure.
you need a vacuum cleaner.
Absolutely.
So obviously it's a service that people do need. Obviously you've been in a go for a while. You know, obviously there's a time in the last couple of years that has obviously been a big part of everybody's life that changed a lot of things. But I mean, before that all happened, before 2020, how was business? Was business good?
Yes, the business was very good, you know, but even though during the lockdown we had to close the business for a few weeks, paying staff their wages, but because we are tradespeople, and as you said, a clean home is a necessity, and trying to get rid of bacteria, germs, and all that is very, very important, even during the lockdown.
Yeah.
So I think we were allowed to go, and if somebody wanted the service, or if the vacuum cleaner wasn't working, then we would go and do it for them. But we never actually made appointments, just sticking by the rules, to be honest, you know. But it was, the business dipped a little bit. But listen, we've come through it, and thankfully now everything is kind of back to normal. And
would you say business is still at a similar level now as what it was pre-lockdown?
I would not really, but it's not that much of a difference, and due to the fact that you know, few staff retired, few staff not there, you know.
Right.
But we are on the go. As I said, we can offer an opportunity to people if they would like to join the team of servicing or even being telephone operators. We have those opportunities available now.
So obviously a few people have retired and maybe, you know, moved on to enjoy fishing or golfing or whatever, and obviously you've got some spaces there that obviously you can fill. Is there any skills required to become
well,
a vacuum?
Of course. You need to have a bit of common sense, obviously, but we do give full training.
Okay.
I will send them for a 2 to 3 weeks training course to a colleague of mine down in Lincoln, where they get trained. Everything is taken apart, dismantled, put back together, different types of Dyson. And then they also go with one of the engineers to see what happens in customers' homes. So they have the classroom kind of training and field training in the 3 weeks. When they come back, we just kind of take it easy with them until they get up to speed, and then we'll start booking appointments with them.
Okay. So obviously you are going to be looking to hopefully increase the amount of business that you can actually accommodate if you increase your workforce again.
Absolutely.
But, you know, in terms of, you know, the services, we know you're servicing, you know, mainly Kirby's and Dyson vacuum cleaners. You also have a look at other ones. But in terms of where you cover, I mean, you cover, if you want to understand, you know, speaking to you previously, you cover quite a big area, don't you?
We cover the whole of Scotland and Cumbria. North of England.
I mean, that's a big area to cover.
Huge.
And, you know, especially if maybe a guy is travelling for, you know, Dunfermline or Edinburgh or something like that, and he's maybe gone all the way up to, you know, the north of Scotland to service a vacuum cleaner. You wouldn't go and just service one vacuum cleaner, would you?
No. Well, as much as we would like to cover a central belt in general, and kind of, say, 5 Falkirk, Stirling area, but customer still needs, you know, other customers need the service too. So, but we do send, when an engineer goes up to, say, for example, Inverness, it's too far from Dunfermline, they're usually there for 2 or 3 days. They stay overnight, they do 2 or 3 days of service in there, then they come back. If they go to Cumbria, will be the same. So, but listen, we would love for us to just do 5 Edinburgh.
This is what I was thinking, because I mean, how many vacuum cleaner service repair companies are there in, for example, Dunfermline? I mean, there's no many.
2 I know of, us and somebody else down the road.
Okay, so I mean, there's 2 companies in Dunfermline. There's 50,000 homes in Dunfermline. That's at least 50,000 vacuum cleaners through Dunfermline, and then you take in the surrounding areas. You know, if you look at the whole of Fife, you know, I think you've got about 170,000 homes in Fife.
Sure.
If 170,000 homes, even if they got the vacuum cleaner serviced once every 2 years, I mean, I know you would probably recommend it sooner. I mean, how often would you recommend getting a vacuum cleaner serviced? Once a year?
Yeah, well, people don't realize this appliance is one of the most used, you know, and it gets thrown under the cupboard, you know.
tell that to my wife.
No, exactly, you know. So, and you know, we don't look at it as I don't know, you know, it's just people don't think this needs to be done. It's anything that moves is electrical, it's mechanical, it needs service. If it lets you down, your home is not going to be clean, you know. So we would recommend once a year, but definitely, as you said, once 2 years, definitely, you know.
And a general service, I'm assuming it doesn't cost a lot of money, does it?
Well, at the moment, the servicing we're charging on an offer at £25. That's for the engineer's time to go to the customer's home, take the machine apart, check everything. Now,
and is that kind of like a clean it through, check everything's working properly, just get a bit of clean up and...
Sure.
You know.
And if they see that a part might need attention, they will advise. They're only there on advisory purpose, you know. They can only advise the customer, this is what we think needs an attention, this is how much it would cost, this is a copy of the part, this is a genuine part, so, and this is the cost. Would you like me to replace them? And only they will replace it if customer agrees. So the customer has the option.
Yeah, you're not going to just change it. Like,
no. And then give them a bit.
I've had that done to me at the garage before. You put your car in and go, have a look at this. Something's not quite right. And you go back and you go, right, that'll be 500 quid, please. We've done this for you. I'm like, what? I never asked for that.
Definitely not. Only they can only advise after. They have to tell the cost up front.
Yeah.
If the customer says, or ask them to replace, then we'll write an invoice and they'll pay. If they don't, no problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, if you get your vacuum cleaner service once a year, you know, I would assume, like anything that is a moving mechanical part, that it's going to then last you longer because it's going to work better. It's, you know, you're making sure it's being maintained and cleaned and things like that. And obviously, if something, you know, breaks, you can help them fix it. So, yeah, well, what I'm really getting at is if you've got 170,000 homes in the Fife area, and everybody, you know, every home has a vacuum cleaner. If they were getting it serviced once a year, I mean, you know, in the whole of Fife, you might have 20 companies that do the same as what you do. Maybe no, maybe less, maybe 10. I'm not sure. But the reality is if you know, if everybody was using local businesses, today, you know, to you know, do their servicing or you know, whatever it is they're doing, if you use a local business, you're helping companies. You know, you wouldn't have to travel 200, 300 miles to service a vacuum cleaner. You know, it probably costs you more to actually go and do that job than you actually make for the job. So, you know, for me, that's why we've started this campaign, which is to support local, use local, and buy local. And this is about trying to really get people to think when it comes to buying something or when it comes to using a service, you know, think if I'm going to buy something or I'm going to get something done, then get it done local. You know, go to what and find local businesses that are on your doorstep that will appreciate the support. You would appreciate it if people local were using your service because it would save you having to travel to the other end of the country for a £25 service.
Absolutely.
And of course, the local businesses in Inverness, for example, would appreciate their local customers using them instead of you. So if everybody focused on local businesses, there would be enough business to go around for everybody.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
But the problem is that now we're in this age of technology that everything's at your fingertips, and you know, Amazon is probably one of the biggest devils that out there against local businesses because, yeah, you can go to Amazon and you can, you know, buy a product or even get the parts to do the service and have a go at it yourself. And a lot of people, for the sake of saving a couple of quid, will, you know, that's what they'll do. And the problem is that, you know, 9 times out of 10, they keep it going, it doesn't work right, and they end up having to go and get it serviced somewhere else anyway, or they having to go and buy the product somewhere else anyway. So it really is a bit of a fail, but the you know, that the point is we're just trying to get people to just take a second to think, right, if I'm going to buy something, if I'm going to get something done, can I get it done locally? Now, if you can't get it done locally, we know that there's no a local service for it or a local business for everything you'll ever need. And sometimes we have to go to national companies or big companies or turn to Amazon or eBay or, places like that. But, that's why and what we've built a lot of the services we've built, because, not only can you promote your business on what, and you own what yourself.
Yep.
Now, I know through speaking to you, you've not done a lot on your profile on what. Is that because you find that it's difficult, or have you toyed about with the platform and logged in and tried to make changes and edits and add things yourself?
If I'm 100% honest, I am not that technologically minded.
Okay.
It's high-tech for me, this.
Saying that for the vacuum cleaner service repairman.
No, yeah, okay. That's what I was saying. That is high-tech business.
Yeah.
Vacuum cleaners are a low-tech business.
Yeah.
And maybe I should do more, or maybe I should have somebody to do it for me, But as you said, I would like to be local, but it's up to the individual, as customers, very valued customers, because some legislation, we cannot contact those customers.
Yeah.
If, for example, if they're on TPS or something like that, if we do phone them, then we can get into trouble. Yeah. So unless they approach us, once we have them on a database, once we have it on a database, then we can phone them because they are existing customers,
I mean, that's where we come in, because what we're trying to do is obviously get that message out to support local businesses. We're trying to obviously, build this platform that has all the local businesses on there. So whatever you need, you can jump onto what and find whatever you need. But at the same token, we understand that it's not just about everybody jumping to the platform, which is why we obviously do the podcast. We've got various social media activities to constantly promote businesses. Every Tuesday and every Friday, we're putting out a post to promote local businesses through Central Belt of Scotland for various different services. And that's all in an effort to try and get people obviously jumping onto what offers to have a look for local businesses. What we do rely on is local businesses like yourself jumping onto what to then, fill out their profile and get it looking as best as possible. We've built the platform so that you can build your own profile so you can showcase your business in its best light. Yes. So the idea is that obviously with what you can put in obviously your description about your business and your opening hours or service hours. You can obviously put in any links to any external sources or your website, if you've got a booking platform, your social media and all this sort of stuff, so that when somebody's on your profile looking at your business, they can see all the information there. But again, it then requires some input for the businesses to obviously build that out, because we can't guess everything for them, and it's obviously no our place to do it all for you. But we are there to help if you need that. We do provide a service which is our premium services, which basically means that you can become a What Pro partner. And what that means is we would basically build all your profile for you, and we would help you manage it, and we would also promote you on our social media. You've heard when we started the show today. Today's show is sponsored by the Bottle Genies, so you can become a sponsor of a podcast show and things like that. And we will actually do all this work for you. The filling out your profile, the technical side that maybe you find a bit difficult, we can do all that for you. So it's nice and easy, and get your profile looking as best as it possibly can. And we don't charge a lot of money for it, to be honest. We're no like a lot of the businesses out there. You've maybe seen it with online advertising yourself, Abbey. You try and get your name out there, but it costs a fortune.
Absolutely.
If you go and put out some Facebook ads, or you want to become a Check a Trade member or a Trust a Trader, or if you want to promote yourself on Google, for example, I know for first-hand experience that Google and Facebook ads, you could easily spend £1,000 a month and not even get a result. So we charge £20 a month, which is a big difference.
Absolutely.
And we do all that for you, as well as creating your ads and all that sort of stuff. So, that may be a service that you consider.
Something to digest and consider, absolutely.
But at £20 a month, it's not exactly breaking the bank. No. It's less than one vacuum cleaner service, But, we can do that for you. And the reason why we do that is because we want all the businesses looking as best as they possibly can, because we want local consumers to support local businesses, because that is what we're about. We're about the local consumers supporting the local community, and basically supporting the local economy. There's so many businesses we see they're facing huge challenges. Different types of business. Businesses on the high street, and high street's not as busy as it used to be. Businesses that are off the high street that don't have a footfall are trying to get found, and all these sort of things. So we've always created this platform as a sort of community, so that wherever you are in the country, you can go on and see everything that's just local to you. And that's why we've done what we've done. But I mean, obviously, we can have a look at your profile and see if we can do it for you, and see if we can help get you some more local support. In the meantime, if you guys are needing a vacuum cleaner serviced, if you've got a Dyson, or if you're lucky enough to have a Kirby, then ScotVac can obviously help you. So jump on to whatoffers.co.uk and you'll find ScotVac in there, where they'll be able to arrange a nice cheap service for only 25 quid. Can it be bad?
No.
Now, as a reminder, guys, before we go today, the last day to enter the weekly competition, the What Wednesday winner, is today. So if you've not entered yet, then jump onto any of our social media channels. So you can go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn, and you'll find our post, the What Wednesday winner. And all you have to do is like and share our post and tag a friend, and you would be in the draw to win a £50 meal at Carlucci's, the oldest Italian restaurant in Dunfermline. Great little restaurant. If you fancy a free meal there, then jump onto our social media and enter now. You got to be in it to win it.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys. Listen, have a great day, and thank you very much for listening to the What Podcast. Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. Remember, whatever you need, head over to whatoffers.co.uk or what.live to see more of our podcasts, and join us again to see what's up next.